Hey Florida, you done using the, oh! Are you gonna flush? As you can see, my dog there had a little problem on the toilet. The reason for this video is if you have no pressure when you flush the toilet handle. So if you feel like there's no water, it's not connected to anything, or you constantly hear water, this is that problem. Now, if you have a clogged toilet, there's a ton of water coming out of the toilet, this is not the video for you. This is specifically if the toilet handle does not have pressure. Okay, let's fix this. So, there's 3 reasons why a toilet might not flush, so we're gonna go over them. First things first. Number 1, hard water. Sometimes hard water builds up anywhere in these pipes, whether it's down here, whether it's right here, but hard water can prevent water from coming out. As you can see, not a lot of water is coming out right here. When I shake it, a lot more water is coming out. The reason being is there's a lot of hard water buildup, and you can see it there. Today we're actually going to replace this whole thing because it has a lot of hard water buildup, and our toilet hasn't been flushing the best lately, and we just need a new one. They're not too expensive to replace. You'll see it filling up here. You need enough water to flush. Number 2, your chain is disconnected from the handle. Sometimes this chain connected to your valve can come off of this. So make sure that your chain is connected to your toilet handle. You need that valve to open up. So when I open up, the water drains into the toilet. Number 3, your valve is slightly stuck open and it's constantly draining water. Lots of times if your toilet bowl's running constantly, it's because this chain is not loose enough to where your toilet valve stays open, just like mine is right now. So if you hear a constant running from your toilet, this might be the reason, this chain or that valve. All 3 of these problems include your toilet not having enough water to backflow into the toilet to drain what's in it. So while we're at it, we are going to replace that anti-siphon today. So let's get to it. First thing first, turn off the water. You're gonna find the water right here, and you're just gonna turn it off. Once that water is turned off, you're going to empty the bowl. You can do this just by flushing, and there's gonna be a little left over. So whatever's left over, you're going to have to get with a sponge or a towel. You're just gonna get it with a towel, transfer it over. Once you drain all the water out of this, you are going to undo that. Once you get this nut removed from underneath the bowl, you're just gonna lift this out. And now you can replace it. Grab your new kit. Make sure the valve size is the same as your toilet bowl. Mine is a 2-inch. Some are 3 inches, so just be sure to check that before you go buy it. If not, keep your receipt, you can return it. Super easy install. Normally, you would mark your water line to see where it's consistently at, but I have a hard water mark, so I know where my water's gonna fill. You don't want it to fill too high on your bowl, so you want it to be about 2.5 inches below the top of your bowl. First things first, we are replacing this. So we'll set this in there. And make sure that it has a plastic valve on the bottom of it before you insert it. I'm gonna face it that way and put the lock nut on. Okay, for part 1 we are done. For part 2 we are gonna remove the back of this to get this piece off. So remove these bolts to remove the back of the bowl. Once you get the back of the toilet bowl off, you're gonna see this. Mine was a little tight, so I'm just gonna get it off with the help of a screwdriver. You can throw that old one away. And then you're going to twist that cap off. Lock nut. Then you're going to install this in the back of the toilet. Go ahead and install that lock nut. Get that nice and tight. do not forget this piece when you install that back on. So once your lock nut's nice and tight, you know this is straight on. You're going to throw that right back on, and it should sit just like that. Now, it may not fit in there very good, but once you get these nuts and bolts in here, it will squeeze this tight so there's no leakage. One key note on toilets is most things do not have to be tighter than hand tight. So just make sure when you're tightening stuff, you're not tightening it too tight, because hand tight most of the times is tight enough. Maybe just half a twist past hand tight, because a lot of your stuff's porcelain, a lot of your stuff has seals. You don't want that breaking. So another important part, make sure your seals are between most joints. You don't want water leaking out of anywhere. If you have any water leakage, most likely one of your seals is broke or you didn't put one on. Now for the second part, once you get the bowl back on, you're gonna wanna reattach your handle. What I like to do is hook the handle right on top and then add tension. So I'm gonna go about 2 chain lengths and hook that on right there. So now you can test your flush. You just want a little pressure for that flap to open. Perfect. You are gonna want this overflow above your fill pump. So just make sure wherever height you want it is just a few inches above where your flow valve is. You have the option to cut this down. You can adjust this overflow by going up and down, and then there's a lock nut right here. So I'm going to go up to the water fill level, just above the water fill level, and tighten that up. I'm going to turn the water back on and see if this has any leaks. So the water should be filling from right there. And it looks like a nice good pressure. My toilet bowl is full. There's no running water. I did notice a leak back there, so I'm going to tighten that up. And we're going to test the flush. Valve sealed tight and it's filling just fine. We got a working toilet. That's how you replace the innards of a toilet.